Watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
Many artists would love to make a living off their passion, but just how do you do it? An upcoming seminar can get you the tools you need. Becky Waugh is with Arts Connect and Jake Jackson is with Monster Maker by Night, and they are also both facilitators for the Artist Inc. Fellowship. Welcome to both of you. And we also should say, Becky, you also are in business as well.
I am.
You can give them a shout out.
Yeah, Artismo. I'm a working artist in every way, so I am over there at that art gallery venue and bistro as well.
And
so
helping others through Arts
find me
Connect.
all over Noto, yes.
And Artist Inc. What is Artist Inc.?
So Artist Inc. is a program developed and presented by the Mid-America Arts Alliance, which has a region including Kansas, and it is hosted by Arts Connect. This will be our 5th year of putting this program on. It is an 8-week fellowship for artists from all different types of disciplines, and about 24 artists will come together one night a week over the course of 8 weeks, and we learn together, led by 5 professional artists, peer facilitators, and we take a look at things like how to properly represent yourself, how to speak about yourself and your art, what's the best use of your time in regards to maybe promotion, marketing, all that social media stuff, all the way down to taxes and making budgetary decisions and setting goals. That's probably my favorite part, really defining where you want to go with your art career and figuring out how to get there.
So, and your art area of art expertise is?
I'm a visual artist, but I'm also an arts administrator, and so I have the pleasure of working with folks outside of this program in my career who are writers, musicians, theater folks, and you know, everybody brings that creative piece.
Well, and I'm leading into this to ask Jake, because Jake's art's a little different. What is Monster by Night?
Well, Monster Maker by Night was a makeup effects company that I started years ago, and we've actually created an offshoot called MMBM Productions, which is focusing primarily on producing, writing, and directing independent films, which if you've noticed any sort of social media out there, I've got quite a few of them that are actually out there streaming. And have been showing in multiple movie theaters that I was a producer on, as well as did the makeup effects for. But in 2002, I was in the Artist Inc. program, and coming off of COVID, it was an experience that kind of helped break me out of the shell of having been secluded for so long, interacting with other artists and learning a lot of stuff. And I loved it so much and found such great value in it that 2 years later, I reached out to Becky and said, hey, you know, if there's an opening for a facilitator, I'd love to do it. So I did that last year. It was an incredible experience getting to pass on that knowledge that I'd gained and that excitement onto others. And now I'm coming back for a second round this fall.
I think there are a lot of very talented artists out there who you think, gosh, why isn't this person famous and making a living? What is the one thing you learned, the one maybe skill that you realized that you were lacking and didn't know that allowed you to then make this a viable living for you?
Well, I think a part of it is that most artists we're all kind of introverted people. Like we love to do the art, but in terms of like there's the boundary of going, how do I put this out there? What are people going to say? What are people going to think? And it really does kind of help you to understand. The more you understand about the process and understand about getting your artwork out there, the less intimidated, the less fear you have. And I think to me that is what it is it truly is breaking down that fear factor of putting your art out there, realizing there are other artists out there and there's a community, and artists truly do tend to support everyone else in the arts community, and it helps build up that.
And what about for you, Becky? What was the big thing that you learned?
You know, as I kind of alluded to earlier, as an artist, we field a lot of requests from a lot of people, and we can keep busy, but knowing what you want to do with your art is huge, you know, and really being able to determine where you want your art career to take you is that first initial step in figuring out how to get there. So that was monumental for me. And that and learning alongside so many artists that are in a similar situation, and it really makes you realize that you're kind of not alone with all of those questions, and everybody's facing similar types of challenges.
And let's be clear, it's not about, you know, so many people I think, oh gosh, if I do this, I'm going to be called a sellout. And it's not about being a sellout. It's about being able to make smart decisions for yourself.
It really is about sustainability as an artist. You know, you can say I'm an artist, but if you can't sustain yourself as an artist, and one of the biggest things that I always loved about this was learning that there are so many different facets about being an artist. So like if you're a painter, you can be a painter. You could teach that. You could collaborate with somebody and create something different.
A lot of things.
That
And so
kind of stuff.
there's a lot of lessons, and they take place
Yes.
over 8 weeks, but you need to apply now. The application deadline is June 16th. Go to artstopeka.org/artist Inc. I will put a direct link on WIBW.com, and Arts Connect support makes it basically free for the artists who participate, which is fantastic news. So get your application in and go from there. Becky, Jake, thank you. Thank you for being with us as well. Stay tuned for Investigate TV Plus. We'll see you at 5.